So, we have a monster in Agatha's space. She doesn't really have a weapon, and her strength is horrible. But we do have good old Rita within range. Rita can move 3, so she could go 1, 2, 3, and get in this space and attack the cultist, which I think is what I'm going to do. Cultist at 6 health. So yeah, Rita's going to go first. Let me flip my tokens over so I know who went and who didn't. Alright, Rita. 1, 2, 3. Busts into the room after she hears Agatha struggling with something and sees a cultist trying to attack her. Rita does not take that lightly. So she's going to attack with her crowbar. So let's attack this cultist with a heavy weapon. Your muscles tense as you throw your weight into your swing. Strength 2. Alright, so she gets 5 strength. We need 2 success to pass. So she has no clues. Shit. Okay. Oh no, she has no clues. I can't believe she's gonna fail. And we have nothing that can help here, huh? Nope. 1 success and no clues equals a fail. That sucks. Alright. If you fail, your enemy narrowly dodges your swing. Oh, so we did no damage to him. And that was her second action. So she's in there, but he dodges out of the way of the heavy weapon. Alright, so she is done. So Ming can't even get there to help this turn. She can't go in there, but she can't attack because she's too far away. She can just get in the room. Carson can get in there, but he doesn't really have anything worthy of attacking, but he can try. What could Agatha do? She can instill bravery to help somebody discard a horror, but that isn't going to help us at the moment. She can punch him, though. Or she can head over here to try to get this medical textbook. She could try to evade him and get this medical textbook. I think she's going to do that. Why not? Okay. So she's going to try to move out of the space of the cultist toward the desk here that's holding this textbook. So we're going to do an evade check on the cultist. The cultist shouts a few words in forbidden tongue as you turn away. Lore 2. Okay. So her lore is 5. So that is perfect. She gets 1 success, but she does have a clue, so she's going to spend one of her clues. That's 2 successes, and that's what she needed. If you pass, you recognize the arcane words and dodge a shadowy tendril. Alright, so she moves past him without problem, and she's going to use a trade action to pick this up. And remember, this can heal face-down damage. So it would not be a bad thing to have, that's for sure. Okay. And that is her turn because she moved. Well, she actually can move another space. She moved 1 space. So she's going to move here in this corner space where there's something to look at next turn. Potentially. Right here. Okay. She can't get far enough away to not take a horror check against him. So, yeah. Alright. I can't believe Rita whiffed. That's just crazy. So bringing everybody in there, we'll have to do a horror check against them or potentially an attack, so I don't know if it's worth that. Father is kind of way up here. He really doesn't know what's going on. He's in his bedroom, and he's going to check what's over here. And he sees a large dresser that dominates the wall beside the bed. So he's going to take a look in there. In one of the drawers, you find the puzzle box the butler spoke of. So somehow he knows that there was a puzzle box, even though he wasn't anywhere near the butler. He must have walkie-talkies. Alright, the puzzle box. Equipment. The intricate patterns seem to shift and change as you move the panels. You cannot imagine what prize awaits you. Cool. Alright. So that is equipment. You find the puzzle box, gain the puzzle box unique item, and discard the search token. The investigator holding the puzzle box can attempt to open it by interacting with it in the app. Well, it's going to be an action to do that, so the father might as well do that now. Alright, so let's bring this down, because we may have to do something here. So I just want to show you kind of how it works. So he has an item, basically. So you click on the bag, and you see the puzzle box here. The ornate puzzle box features numerous sliding panels. You can attempt to open the puzzle box using observation as an action. His observation is only 2, so he will not be the best one to try to open this. Oh, but he can attempt it. Remember, we did get a bonus from talking to the butler, so that might help. So we're going to attempt it anyway. He does have a clue, so we can do 3. Another one of these. I wonder what bonus we got for talking to the butler, because we're still having to do this. Maybe it's an easier puzzle. It's actually incredibly simple. That's probably what it is. If we didn't talk to the butler about the puzzle box, it'd probably be one that would require more moves, but this one actually requires 2 moves. And we have 2 observation. So this moves up 1, and this moves over. Yep. So if we didn't talk to the butler, I bet that would be a much more difficult puzzle. Or at least required more moves. Okay, inside the box you find what looks like a personal planner. As you lift the book, a brass key clatters from between the pages. You turn to the page you had been holding and find a note scrawled there. If the alignment truly weakens the veil, I believe that it is the moment we have to break through. I will make the necessary preparations in the gated yard. Gain the brass key and incriminating evidence unique items. Nice. So there is definitely some incriminating evidence. So we have a brass key. As you hold the key, you look around for a matching doorknob or padlock. Okay. And the incriminating evidence, I believe, yes. So we have incriminating evidence. You thought the man seemed suspicious, but here is the proof. Alright, so we got 3 evidence things. We got a key. So the key will probably open the yard. Let's see if we take a look at the yard now, if it changes. A weather door stands at the end of the hall, here. You hear bizarre noises from the other side. When you try the handle, you find the door is locked. A keyhole sits beneath the brass door handle. You can explore only if you have the brass key unique item. Awesome. We do have it. So you can explore if only you have it. Does that mean we have to explore with the character who has it? Or is you like... I guess it's probably the character. Because I'm playing solo, but I'm playing with 5 different characters. So he probably has to get to the door, I would assume. And I think it's pretty obvious that the you means that the character who has the key has to be the one to open the door. The only reason I was wondering, in a way, is because we talked to him, and he told him about the puzzle box, but somehow he knew about it. But that's a little different. Being that it's an item that you carry, I mean, it makes sense. He would have to be the one to open the door. Okay, so far he has done that, and so he's done, because he searched, found the puzzle box, and then used an action to open it. So father is done. So the only ones we got left are Carson and Min. Min is just kind of an BFE over here. So she's going to move out and join the group, join the party. So she's going to go 1, 2. And she really can't do much more than that. I don't want her to get close to the cultist here, so she's going to go 1, 2 into the hall and end her turn. She does need some health, some horror healing, though. Carson has the Holy Cross and the Lucky Rabbit's Foot. He's got 3 strength. He might run in there and try to help against this cultist. He's going to have to attack with strength only, though. Well, he could do his action to have somebody else. You know what? He can go in, do his action, and then come out, right? Because you can do an action in between the movements. Yeah, movement can be interrupted to perform other actions. So, okay. So he's going to move in here, Carson, for 1. Then his second action, he is going to do his ability, which allows another investigator within range to perform an action. So he's going to have Rita perform another action, which is an attack this cultist with her crowbar. And then he's going to move back out, so he's not within range of a horror check or anything from that cultist. Alright. So Rita gets another try at this cultist with a heavy weapon. You slam your weapon into your opponent's gut, then bring it around in a crushing overhand swing. Strength 2. Alright, come on. Still doesn't have any clues. Oh my god! She failed again! She has no clues! Oh, and I can't do anything about it. Agatha, can't do anything about it. And nobody else is in range. Ming could give him a reroll, but she's not in range. If you fail, you are not fast enough and your opponent recovers and dodges aside. She just cannot hit this cultist. That is crazy. So for to continue his movement, he's going to move back into the hall. Laughing at Rita's inability to hit this cultist. The hardest monster in the game. He's the main boss of the whole game, this guy. So Carson is done, and Ming actually moved, so she's done. So that's everybody. Alright, everybody is done. So that means we move on to the mythos phase. Rita Young squints against even the weakest light, and the pain in her head throbs in time with her heartbeat. Strength 1. Okay, so Rita's having trouble. So maybe that's why she can't hit anything. She's got a nasty headache. So she needs 1 success here. She gets 2. Now she gets 2. The headache is just a distraction to work through. Alright, well, so nothing bad happens there. The cultist moves up to 2 spaces to be within range of as many investigators as possible. Then it attacks the investigator within range who has suffered the most horror. Okay, so he's within range now of these 2. He could move here, but then he'd be in range of these 2. So since he's already in range of these 2, I think he'll just keep him in here. So he's going to attack the investigator within range who has suffered the most horror. So we'll have him attack within range Agatha, because she has 9 sanity. So he's going to attack her. The cultist with arms uplifted chants the words to some vile incantation. Suffer 2 damage. Lore negates. Perfect. Agatha has a 5 in lore. So that worked out. Hopefully. Alright. 2 damage, 2 successes. So she takes no damage from that. If you suffer no damage, you redirect part of the spell. The monster suffers 1 damage. Nice. So she redirects it back at the cultist. That is cool. Who takes a hit. And now we have to do horror checks. So Agatha and Rita have to do horror checks. Agatha, after resolving a horror check, gets a clue. So this is good for her. The cultist wounds peel back, exposing rotting muscle and frail bone. Suffer 1 horror. Will negates. Then flip 1 horror face up. Alright, so Agatha's gonna go first. Will negates. She has a 4 in will. Okay. She gets 1 success. So she succeeds because it was only going to be 1 damage anyway. And she does not have to flip horror face up because she doesn't have one. And because it was a horror check, she gets a clue. That's part of her ability. Now Rita also has 4 will, so she needs 1 success. She gets 2. Flip 1 horror face up. She doesn't have any, so she's good. So we continue. Beautiful. That is the end of that. And the mythos phase. Investigator phase.